The international papers reacting to Obama's first visit to Israel as president. What do they
That's
say?
right. Well, in the last couple of days, we've seen that there hasn't been all that much enthusiasm in the international press for this visit. It is on the front page of a lot of newspapers. However, today, the Wall Street Journal says that Obama and Netanyahu are cozying up amid strains. And if we take a look at The Guardian, there's a very impressive photo that was taken on at Ben Gurion Airport yesterday in Tel Aviv. Obama said Israel has no better friend than the U.S. So there are all these smiles and pleasantries, etc. But if we read an article in Yediot Ahronot, the Israeli press, it points out that this visit is very symbolic and not so much substantial. And it takes a look at how the U.S. media is covering this event. And Yediot Ahronot says
Observers in the U.S. media have said he'd be doing more tourism than politics.
That's right, more of a tourist than a head of state. And according to the Yediot Ahronot, well, the U.S. networks, they really don't mince their words on this visit. They say nothing concrete is going to come from this. It's really a courtesy visit. Obama has said in the past that he was reluctant to go to Israel unless he could really accomplish something on the peace process. And that's really the big elephant in the room these days is the peace process. And China Daily says that despite all this global pessimism about the fact that this peace process is not going to move forward, it does hope that Obama will actually seize the opportunity to create the conditions that are necessary to restart this long-stalled process. But I think a lot of papers today would say dream on, China Daily.
There's another story you're looking at, this time in the UK. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne, he presented his budget yesterday for the coming year. Not very many people are happy about it. Perhaps that's to be expected in times of austerity.
Absolutely. And in fact, a lot of papers are calling it the Drown Your Sorrows budget. That's on the front page of The Independent today. Osborne halved growth forecasts. He pushed back debt reduction targets. But as The Independent and a lot of papers are pointing out, he reduced the price of beer. So that's quite a populist measure, according to the left-leaning paper. The Guardian also takes a closer look at the details of the budget, including this decision to not only not increase the price of beer, but to reduce it. And so on top of the left-leaning paper, these left-leaning papers, a lot of the right-leaning press isn't so thrilled about this budget either. The Daily Telegraph, for instance, says that it was more political than economic, and while it was a move in the right direction in the context of this crisis, it was really not bold enough, and Osborne didn't go far enough.
He should have reduced the price of beer even more.
Even more. That would have been a great idea. According to the Daily Telegraph, what the economy really needs is not a nudge, but a shove.
And the New York Times takes a closer look at the reason behind a blackout at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant this week.
That's right. The New York Times says it turns out it might have been a rat, actually, that was behind this blackout.
A rat, the animal.
A rat, a real one. It has if we can take a look at some footage that's been coming out by TEBCO, which is the operator of the crippled plant. You can see there the charred body of a rat that reportedly made its way into the circuit board. And by gnawing on the cables, it causes power failure, which stopped the flow of cooling water to 4 pools that are used to store more than 8,800 nuclear fuel rods. So that's a huge amount of radioactive material that was put in danger by this rat.
That just underlines how vulnerable, in fact, that's incredible. That's just incredible, a rat. Moving on to the Pope, the International Herald Tribune takes a closer look at his stance on gay marriage.
Okay, well, the International Herald Tribune, they point out that he might actually be a pragmatist when it comes to gay unions. Now, if you read this article in the International Herald Tribune, you'll find out that when he was the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, though he was staunchly against the government plans to legalize gay marriage, he actually was ready to compromise and say that the church would stand behind gay civil unions. So somewhat of a deal maker, according to the International Herald Tribune. But it's unclear if he is this open to gay marriage, how open he would be to other issues that the International Herald Tribune talks about today. So you can read that today.
All right. Florence VILLEMINOT with the International Press Review. Thank you very much. Coming up, how are business owners in Cyprus